Welcome into the locker room presented by Ted's Floors and Beyond. I am your host, Namath. We continue on this week. Yesterday we talked AHSAA realignments for football. Today we continue with realignments, but we're not talking football today. We are talking volleyball. Volleyball was that odd sport yesterday that kind of got lost in the mix. A lot of people didn't talk about it and talk about the realignments, but we've got all the realignments for East Alabama teams right here. We're going to break all the new areas down as we preview the season that is going to be it's going to be here before we know it, because already getting into January almost the beginning of the year, and before you know it, it'll be summer, and then we'll be right back in the swing of things in terms of volleyball. But as always, to start the show, the locker room, I want to remind you, if you have not already, to like and follow our East Alabama Now page. The locker room is here every evening at 5 p.m. We bring you all local sports in East Alabama, not just high school football. We bring you wrestling, basketball, volleyball, softball, cross country. All of the different things are right here on East Alabama Now. We also bring you youth sports. That's something we added, was youth sports, and it's something that we have tried to do and we're going to continue to do as we move forward. But again, if you have not already, like and follow our East Alabama Now page so you don't miss the locker room each evening. And I'm Namath Pitts, and I'm also on EAN News every night at 6:30 p.m. If you don't follow EAN News, I would tell you to check it out, because we have local news. Mike Stedham and Katie Edwards bring you your local news. John Holder has your local weather, and then I bring you your local sports. And again, that's every weeknight at 6:30 p.m. on EAN News. So if this is your first time watching us, again, we want to welcome you in. Yesterday, the Alabama High School Athletic Association released their region realignments for the fall sports of 2024-2025 seasons, and everybody talked about football. We talked about football yesterday, but today I want to focus on a sport that had a lot of successful teams here in East Alabama, but that didn't really get talked about yesterday. Everybody focused on football, but didn't really focus on the volleyball side of things. And so today, we're going to talk volleyball region realignments. I'm still working from home this week. Again, some sickness has ran rapid within our workplace. And so we just send our best wishes to our boss, Nathan, as he continues to battle sickness. And so we're going to go ahead and get right into things, and we're going to start in Class 1A. In Class 1A, it's a 5-team area in Area 12. And the first thing that sticks out here to me, obviously, is Woodland dropping from Class 2A to Class 1A. But what stands out to me is Faith Christian, who was in the South last year, Spring Garden, who was in the North last year. Those two back together, same area. Class 1A Area 12 is going to feature Faith Christian, who's going to be good next year. We're going to be very good. Obviously, one of the younger coaches in the state of Alabama. Gillsville is not a bad team at all. You've got Jacksonville Christian, the Thunder, grew as the season progressed, made some strides. Obviously, Coach Austin Spring Garden coming off a state championship. You got to feel like the pieces are there to make another run at another state championship in volleyball next year. And then Woodland, again, dropping from 2A to 1A. That's always something that's got to be recognized. You can't not recognize the fact that a team's dropping from 2A to 1A, and that is certainly something that you have to keep an eye on. So, again, this is a 5-team area. Faith Christians, Lions right there that made it to state last year and fell short. Actually, 2 Spring Garden, they're now in the same area. You've got Gillsville right there, the Trojans in Class 1A Area 12. Jacksonville Christian Thunder, again, the Thunder come in right there in Class 1A Area 12. Spring Garden, the defending champions, are in that area as well in Class 1A Area 12. And then Woodland dropping from Class 2A to Class 1A. So that is your area 12 in Class 1A. Again, I just look at that area. I'm looking at Spring Garden, Faith Christian. Those are the first two. Obviously, Woodland dropping, but the Spring Garden, Faith Christian rivalry is something that is going to continue to develop for a little while. Now, something's going to be very, very interesting to see in Class 2A. Obviously, Coach Dana Bryant is retiring from Pleasant Valley, which brings in a new head coach. But for Pleasant Valley, what I find intriguing about this is no more Donahoe. So who takes Donahoe's place? How about the team they just played against for a state championship? You look at this, Sandrock, going to be in the same area as Pleasant Valley. The two teams that just met for the state championship are now in the same area. Also, I'm looking at Cedar Bluff, who's moving up from Class 1A to Class 2A. That's something that stands out to me. Again, you never know how a team's going to do. Typically, when they drop from one classification to another, it works out best for them. But sometimes when you go up, you don't really know how that's going to work. So something to keep an eye on with Cedar Bluff. And then Gaston, obviously, not a terrible program. Still looking to continue to develop. But obviously, I look at this area specifically, Class 2A Area 13, and I look at Pleasant Valley and Sandrock. We had a lot of wars between Pleasant Valley and Donahoe. Now we're going to see a lot of wars between Pleasant Valley and Sandrock this is the one to keep an eye on, and definitely the one that sticks out to me. I look at, again, Pleasant Valley program that's losing Dana Bryant. Obviously, Maddie Schwabe's gone off to college. They're going to lose some pieces. They still got some good pieces in place, but they're going to lose some other ones as well. But it's going to be interesting to see how the non-Dana Bryant era goes for Pleasant Valley. Now, I can tell you right now, they're going to be successful. Even though Dana Bryant's gone, stepping into that role is going to be, going to be really easy for the new coach. I forgot her name, so I apologize. It slipped my mind, but she's going to come right in. She was with the program this year, so she is very knowledgeable. Going to have a very successful team, in my opinion, and be right back there again competing for a Class 2A state championship. And the biggest thing in volleyball, guys, is always how do the areas match up when it comes regional, when it comes state. Who do you match up with? And that's always what's interesting to watch with regionals, because I feel like AHSAA was probably one of the best 8 teams in Class 3A this year, but they got lined up against Plainview in that second round, and Plainview was the state champions. And so because of that, AHSAA didn't get the opportunity to play at state. Sometimes your cards fall like that, but that's something to keep an eye on. Looking at Class 3A Area 9, this is a north area. Obviously, what sticks out to here is the Donahoe Falcons moving up from 2A to 3A. They're now in here. This is basically the same area as last year for Welborn, Sax, and Randolph County. Last year, Sax, Randolph County, and Welborn were all in an area together. Weaver was over there with Piedmont, but Weaver's now going to move in with Randolph County, Sax, and Welborn. But Coach Anna Taylor and the Donahoe Falcons moving up from 2A to 3A. And I'll be honest with you, looking across the board, obviously Prattville Christian going up to 4A, Plainview going up to 4A. I don't feel like 3A is a bad move for them. I feel like with the pieces they have coming back, Estella Cannell's the only senior they're losing from this past season. They have all the pieces there. Teams like St. Luke's, Cottage Hill, these are teams that they're used to playing at the state tournament. Again, you go, well, look at these private teams from the South. Well, Anna Taylor's team's a private school as well. Now, I got to tell you, I'm looking at this area, and again, I'm looking at Brenda Vincent. How's her team going to be after losing Gracie Robertson? How are they going to be after losing Annalie Reinhardt? There's a couple key pieces that Welborn is losing to graduation this season, but they've also got a lot of young excitement to look forward to. So, Weaver's going to be better. Sax is going to be better. Randolph County's not bad, but I still think I'm thinking this is going to be Anna Taylor and Brenda Vincent going head-to-head throughout the season. That's going to kind of become that rivalry in 3A Area 9. Again, I'm looking at Welborn and I'm looking at Donahoe, and those are the two teams that stick out to me the most in Class 3A Area 9. So again, Anna Taylor's team coming up from Class 2A to Class 3A, where they are now going to be competing with the Walter Welborn Panthers and Brenda Vincent each week, trying to determine who can host the area tournament. But keep an eye on Weaver, Sax, and Randolph County was not a bad team either. Had a really good player. I believe she was number 9. Really good impact player for them, so they're going to be better. But again, the Donahoe Falcons moving up from 2A to 3A, that is the big storyline right there. So we're going to go ahead and take a break. When we come back, we're going to pick up again at 3A, look at another 3A area as we continue to digest these realignments for volleyball in the state of Alabama. So don't go away. You're watching The Locker Room presented by Ted's Floors and Beyond.
Ted's Floors and Beyond is excited to introduce our all-new outdoor living collection. Have you ever dreamed of elevating or even creating an outdoor living space, whether it be for grilling, lounging, playing, entertaining, or just winding down? Our quality tile and stone, combined with our expert craftsmanship, will no doubt create unforgettable outdoor moments with family and friends, while also enhancing the beauty and value of your home. Call us today.
For metal buildings in Alabama and the Southeast, Waldrop Manufacturing is your one-stop source. A Waldrop metal building provides the coverage and protection your investments need. They specialize in carports, RV covers, portable buildings, and storage buildings. Stop paying rent for storage. With Waldrop's price per foot, you can actually save money by buying straight from the manufacturer. Waldrop buildings are guaranteed because Waldrop manufactures buildings with U.S. steel right here in Calhoun County. Waldrop Manufacturing, serving the entire Southeast. Give them a call today. For over 60 years, Oxford Lumber has been servicing our area, and our customer service has always been our main focus. Our customer service is what sets us apart from anyone else. From the moment you enter, our highly trained staff will treat you like family.
To enthusiastically provide total customer satisfaction within a positive and self-fulfilling employee relations environment. Visit us at any of our 4 locations or at oxfordlumber.com.
Since 1993, WM Grocery has been a major part of our local community. WM offers the very best in fresh produce and an outstanding meat department. WM also has many local products not found anywhere else and fresh sushi every day. If you need an event catered, come see Mrs. K at any WM store. Curbside pickup is also available for your online grocery orders. Be sure to download the WM app for all the deals of the week and shopper rewards. Go check them out today at any of their locations.
We take pride in our community and appreciate your business.
Ted's Floors and Beyond brings you to the locker room each and every day. Ted's Floors and Beyond has all your flooring needs, whether it's hardwood, laminate, carpet, tile, luxury vinyl. They have it for you right there at Ted's. You can go by their showroom there in Anniston and you can pick out what you like, want, and need, and they can do that there at Ted's. Also, they've got their partnership with Welborn Cabinet and will offer you a complete kitchen or bath makeover. That includes cabinets, countertops, flooring, backsplashes, tile showers. They can get it done there at Ted's Floors and Beyond. And now they offer you work on your outdoor space, whether it's an outdoor kitchen, patio, or living space. They have specially made outdoor tiles and stones that can enhance your outdoor experience. So go by and see them today at their showroom in Anniston on Highway 431, right before you get to Sachs Elementary School, or visit them online at shopteds.com. That's shopteds.com. Ted's Floors and Beyond brings you the locker room. We continue on the locker room again on this Tuesday afternoon, talking the 2024-2025 Alabama High School Athletic Association realignment. We're talking volleyball. We've already been through Class 1A, looking at Faith Christian and Spring Garden in that same area together. We looked at Class 2A, Sandrock and Pleasant Valley, who just played for a state championship, are now in the same area. And then in Class 3A, Anna Taylor's Donahoe Falcons went from 1A to 2A, now 2A to 3A. And here they are now in a region, or an area, I should say, with Brenda Vinson and the Welborn Panthers. Now we continue on in Class 3A, and the next area we're going to talk about is Class 3A Area 12. Now Class 3A Area 12 features the Glencoe Yellow Jackets, who are coming off a regionals placement where they played Westbrook Christian right there. So both of those teams made it to the state tournament. Then you've got the Ohatchee Indians, Rebecca Hughes' team, who fell to Plainview in the second round of regionals. And then the Piedmont Bulldogs, who were very young a year ago, are going to look to be much more better. Again, I look at this. I look at how you take Glencoe and Westbrook. You add Ohatchee and Piedmont in there. Again, I think this is probably between Glencoe, Ohatchee, and Westbrook Christian. And do not sleep on Piedmont. This might be one of the stronger areas in 3A. Probably one of the stronger areas in the lower classifications, in my opinion, because Glencoe is really good. Ohatchee is going to always be good under Rebecca Hughes. And Westbrook Christian is very, very good as well. And then Piedmont is certainly young and going to get better and better and better. And so, again, I look at this one. Piedmont, Westbrook Christian, Ohatchee, and Glencoe all together in Class 3A Area 12. And I got to tell you, between the Glencoe and Westbrook Christian wars that we saw at regionals this year, adding Ohatchee into that, where you have now Ohatchee in the mix with Rebecca Hughes. And again, Piedmont is young, but do not be sleeping on Piedmont. This is a team that is only going to get better. This area just really stands out to me. This is going to be a tough area, and you're going to see one, even maybe two really good teams that are going to be left at home when it comes area tournament time that are not going to make regionals. They're going to be stuck at home. They're going to get beat, and they're going to get knocked out. But there's going to be some wars. There's going to be some games that go 5 sets between some of these teams, because these are as good of a teams as you're going to find in a lower classification area. Now we move to Class 4A, and we're going to start in the South. Things kind of... this lines up really well in terms of traveling. I think travel-wise, Mumford and Talladega right there. Cleveland County and Heflin, not too far, a little bit. But I think in terms of travel, Hanley's obviously probably the furthest team right here. But travel-wise, this is a really good area. The gate's going to be well for these teams in 4A Area 8. Cleveland County, Hanley, Mumford, and Talladega. Obviously, Mumford and Talladega were together last year. Hanley as well. You throw Cleveland County now right here in the mix. Cleveland County is going to be really good. That's a team you're going to have to keep an eye on, is the Tigers. Again, I like this area. I like this area for a lot of reasons. Again, travel is one of the biggest one. I just think you're going to get the most out of these communities playing in this area together. And again, but Cleveland County, Hanley, Mumford, and Talladega. I look at this one again. Cleveland County sticks out to me. Mumford sticks out to me. Hanley got upset by Talladega last year, but that's going to be one to keep an eye on. So we'll see kind of what happens in this 4A Area 8. But again, I think the biggest winner is Cleveland County. If you're Cleveland County and you're looking at their area, you're looking at travel where you could have ended up, looking at who you're playing now, looking at just the competition, I think if you're Cleveland County, you feel really good about your chances to potentially host an area. You feel really good about your chances to make a deep run. So the Cleveland County Tigers, I feel like, got a great job. Now here is an area I've got to tell you guys. Look at this. Class 4A. Look who's dropping from Class 5A. The Alexandria Valley Cubs. And look at this area. Cherokee County coming off a state appearance. White Plains made regionals last year in the midst of all the adversity and injuries that Coach Clinton and his team faced. Hoax Bluff, always a really good volleyball program, moving up from 3A to 4A. And then Coach Whitney Welch and the Alexandria Valley Cubs coming off that state semifinals appearance where they were oh so close. And I'm going to tell you right now, Alexandria dropping from 5A to 4A. Football, struggled last year, so we don't know what they're going to do in this area. But in terms of volleyball, you've got Plainview. I realize that. You've got Prattville Christian. I realize that. But going from ARAB and Montgomery Academy and some of those teams that were right there to Whitney Welch and the Alexandria Valley Cubs, I think they're going to run 4A. I think they're going to run 4A for the next 2 years. I'm looking at this area. I think if you're Whitney Welch, you obviously, yes, Cherokee County's a good team. Coach James Clinton's still establishing his vision, establishing his team. They're going to be good. He's going to get the best out of his players. There's not a question about that. That is certainly not one to sleep on. And Hoax Bluff's a good program, but Whitney Welch's team has to feel good after dropping from 5A to 4A. I know there's a couple, like I said, private schools in there, but her team took down some of the best of them this past season. And so if you're Whitney Welch, again, I'm looking at this area with White Plains, Hoax Bluff, and Cherokee County, which is a strong 4A Area 12. There's no question about that. Probably you could argue that, it's maybe a little stronger than some of the opponents they faced a year ago, although they had a tough non-area schedule. And again, no slouch of an area, area either with Southside and stuff. But I just look at this area, and I'm looking at Whitney Welch's team dropping from 5A to 4A, and I'm just thinking, man, she's poised to win a state championship. It's poised to happen. And I'm just really excited to see this area play out. And I think that the wild card here is White Plains. The wild card is James Clinton. Now, they're losing 5 seniors, but they're saying these young girls are really good. You obviously get Leighton Arnold back. That's the biggest one that sticks out to you. He's also an incredible softball player. But again, this is Alexandria dropping from 5A to 4A. We don't know what it's going to do to football. But volleyball, always going to help. Baseball, definitely going to help. Softball, going to help. Wrestling, going to help. I think if you're Alexandria as a school, all your other sports are about to excel because you're dropping to 4A. And again, those are one of those teams where sometimes dropping does help, sometimes it doesn't help. But I'm looking at Alexandria dropping to 4A, and I'm thinking it is most definitely going to help them. So that's your Class 3A Area 12, 4A Area 8, and 4A Area 12. We're going to take another break, and when we come back, we're going to look at Class 5A because 2 local teams went up to Class 5A. We're also going to look at the 2 Class 6A areas. So don't go away. We continue on in the locker room, presented by Ted's Floors and Beyond.
Ted's Floors and Beyond is excited to introduce our all-new outdoor living collection. Have you ever dreamed of elevating or even creating an outdoor living space, whether it be for grilling, lounging, playing, entertaining, or just winding down? Our quality tile and stone, combined with our expert craftsmanship, will no doubt create unforgettable outdoor moments with family and friends, while also enhancing the beauty and value of your home. Call us today.
Welcome to Room by Room Home Furnishings, a locally owned and operated furniture store located in Oxford, Alabama. We've been serving Northeast Alabama and the surrounding area since 2007. We offer stylish and affordable new arrivals and all the top trends to help you get a cozy and homey atmosphere with hand-picked home furnishings and decor to fit anybody's style and budget with knowledge, personality, and good vibes. Let Room by Room in Oxford, Alabama help you score amazing deals and turn your house into a home.
Wait! This isn't a game. It's your basement. It's filling with water. And even worse, it's 2 a.m. Who are you going to call? Time's up. We'll come out 24/7, 365, any day, any time to put out any fires. Well, not actual fire. There's a better number for that. But when it comes to plumbing, call One Tom Plumbing.
Welcome back into the locker room. We continue on with our area region alignments for volleyball. We've already looked through Class 1A, Class 2A, 3A, and 4A, which now brings us to Class 5A. We shared with you before the break that there are 2 teams that made the move from Class 4A to Class 5A. And those 2 teams are the Jacksonville Golden Eagles and the Anniston Bulldogs. Now, Jacksonville was expected to move to 5A due to their numbers. This was something that they expected to happen. But nobody expected to see the Anniston Bulldogs move up from 4A to 5A. And think about Anniston, this is a team that actually didn't even show up to the area tournament last year. They forfeited their game against Jacksonville. So you wonder, are they even going to be much of a, let's just say, threat, needless to say, in Class 5A Area 11? Are they actually going to play consistently? Now, Lincoln is not a bad team. This is going to be a good opponent for Jacksonville, St. Clair County, another. But one thing about Jacksonville is they were very young this year. And the things they did this year, being as young as they were, was something that was very impressive. And they're only going to be better next year. But Jacksonville moves to Class 5A Area 11. So we've got Anniston, Jacksonville, Lincoln, and St. Clair County. Again, Jacksonville moving from 4A to 5A. They get rid of White Plains and Cleburne County. They now come in here where they've now got, Anniston, still got Anniston like they did a year ago, but you've also got Lincoln and St. Clair County. So a little further driving for Jacksonville, but not terrible either. Again, not a bad area as well. Now, Class 6A, it's just 3-team areas, but the Oxford Yellow Jackets go from north to, well, a little south. They're still north in terms of the state, but they're not going to Fort Payne anymore. Oxford has now got Pell City and Shades Valley. Now, they played Shades Valley at regionals and beat them to get 3rd place. So that's what set them up in that big game to start the state tournament, I should say, where Oxford fell. But them and Shades Valley played for 3rd and 4th at regionals. Well, now they're in the same area. Class 6A Area 11 is going to feature Oxford, Pell City, and Shades Valley. Now, Pell City is a really good team, too. They're much improved for sure, the Panthers. So it's going to be interesting. This is one of those areas that I think you really need to keep an eye on. Oxford's still going to be really good, obviously. Coach McKibbins does a good job there. But, again, I'm looking at Shades Valley moving into this, or Oxford going from the Fort Payne area into this area with Shades Valley. Again, a team that they played at regionals, and here they are. They're now in the same area. The other region in Class 6A that we're going to look at is going to be Southside, Fort Payne, and Gadsden City. You went from Southside and Gadsden City, who had never played in football. Well, now they're going to. Well, in volleyball, it's going to be a rivalry between Gadsden City and Southside Gadsden. These 2 teams are going to meet in Class 6A Area 14. And then again, you've got Fort Payne, who beat Oxford last year to win that area. They're right here in this mix with Class 6A Area 14. So I think this is a very good area, very interesting area to keep an eye on. Again, Southside going from 5A to 6A. They're in there now with Fort Payne and Gadsden City, and that is Class 6A Area 14 for you. So again, that's basically all of our areas. Again, what sticks out to me is Spring Garden and Faith Christian being in the same area, Sandrock and Pleasant Valley together, Donahoe going from 2A to 3A, Alexandria now 5A to 4A, but still kind of a sneaky good area right there with White Plains, Hoax Bluff, Cherokee County. But then looking at Anniston and Jacksonville going up to 5A, how are they going to fare with Lincoln and St. Clair County? And then Oxford now, instead of going from Fort Payne, they're now headed down where they're going to play a team that they played for a placement match at regionals in Shades Valley. And then, of course, Southside and Gadsden City, both right there, not too far from each other. They're going to be playing each other in the same area. So that's pretty much all of our regional alignments for volleyball. Again, we focused on football yesterday, but I wanted to make sure that we gave attention to the volleyball programs. And I talked to Anna Taylor last night from Donahoe, talked about moving into this area, and she's going to be playing my Welborn Panthers. And I just said, hey, Coach, take it easy on us, But, hey, Brenda Vincent's team coming off an historic year. I'm really excited to see how Donahoe's going to fare in Class 3A and how Brenda Vincent's team can come off of a year where they made the state tournament. Can they continue that? How's Pleasant Valley going to do with Dana Bryant retired, new head coach? There's just a lot of storylines. Does Whitney Welch's team dominate again, but can they get over the hump and get back in the state championship as they have with her before? There's a lot of storylines to keep an eye on. How's Oxford going to do? Now, obviously, playing Shades Valley, again, another good program, good team. They're going to be playing them just as consistently as they did Fort Payne. So a lot of great things to keep an eye on, but that's pretty much it for the locker room. Don't forget to watch EAN News tonight at 6:30 p.m. I'll have all your local basketball and wrestling games for tonight, and so make sure to check us out at 6:30 p.m. John Holy with your weather, Mike Stedham and Katie Ehlers with your local news, so check us out. But other than that, I'm Namath Pitts, and thank you for watching The Locker Room presented by Ted's Floors and Beyond.